Hi friends, and it is sunny again here in Visalia, California. Paul Belt coming your way to talk about friends. A dear friend, the other day after seeing my last video, had a suggestion, had a request, if you will. Said, Paul, can you talk about friends? Friends as gifts, or the gift of friends and friendship. So that's what I'm going to try to tackle a little bit today. I have some thoughts rolling around. I can do on a regular basis. But I looked up some things. Here, I'll read a couple of them to you. Friendship is the cooperative and supportive relationship between people. In this sense, the term connotes a relationship which involves mutual knowledge, esteem, affection, and respect, along with a degree of rendering service to friends in times of need or crisis. Friends will welcome each other's company and exhibit loyalty towards each other, often to the point of altruism. Their tastes will usually be similar and may converge, and they will share enjoyable activities. They will also engage in mutually helping behavior, such as the exchange of advice and sharing of hardship. A friend is someone who may often demonstrate reciprocating and reflective behaviors. Yet for some, the practical execution of friendship is little more than the trust that someone will not harm them. Wow. That's a mouthful. I know there's a lot of text book kind of approach there, or intellectual, but I think any of us can read this kind of overview and say, okay, yeah, I get a pretty good sense of what friendship is, and I value friendship. Or do I? You see, there are some who like to be alone, and some who are, maybe they call themselves loners. I am not one of them. I enjoy knowing a lot of people, and I have a lot of friends. But what is probably one of the root values of friendship was in that definition that I just read. A tendency to desire what is best for the other, sympathy and empathy, honesty, perhaps in situations where it's difficult for others to speak truth and honestly, as I honestly just spilled some of my coffee. And then most importantly, mutual understanding. Those are probably the core values, if you will, about what friendship is. And yet, what happens in friends or friendship? I mean, you have friendship with everyone, or is it limited to some? What are some of the types of friendship? What is literally the history of friendship? Well, there's been a recording or a reference to friends in most literature of all history, going clear back to Babylonian poems, Buddhist poems, whether it be Chinese or Japanese, Asian culture, Arab culture, Western civilization. It seems like it goes way back, even to biblical, if you will, times of the Old Testament, which dates clear back to 6,000 years ago now. Friends. It's been something that men and women have pursued and have valued. Aristotle even talked about friendship. He talked about it as the philia or phileo. It's the Greek word for having something in common. The love that's based on the condition of commonness. Friends. Of course, Jesus even said in the New Testament, John 15, he said, greater love has no man than the man who will lay down his life for his friend. If you're my friends, do whatever I command you. So that's going back 2,000 years, and there's many recorded opportunities to understand friendship and friends. So how can we relate to friends today? What is the value for us? And what are some of the types of friendships? Let's go through a few of them. A close friend. Many of us even have a BFF. best friend forever. Of course, there are some of us, like myself, who might make an acquaintance and we feel like we are a friend, and we might have then hundreds of thousands of acquaintances. Never be quite that BFF. Then there's friends that we make because we write letters. Of course, anymore now we write emails. But that pen pal type of connection where we share thoughts and ideas, but we don't really see each other face to face. A soulmate. Wow, that's probably one of the deepest or highest forms of friendship. And how about comrade, ally, colleague? It's someone we come alongside and do some work with or activity with, and so we have a friendship. There, of course, there are casual relationships that are friends. There are blood brothers and sisters that are here's a term out of Anne of Green Gables, bosom friends. That's kind of like in that soulmate, that close BFF kind of friend. Then there's roommates. We're friends because we share a roof with each other, but we're not really that close. We just have this commonness of living in the same place. There are spiritual friendships. We have it because we have some kind of spiritual connection or set of beliefs that help us to form a commonness. And then there's imaginary friends. Some of us have those. And I came across another term called frenemy. It's when an enemy is also a friend, because their commonness is that going at each other. Well, I found a few different terms like that. I don't know what you think, but I'm leaning towards that friends is something we need to look at as a gift. Like my friend Linda asked, can you talk about friends as a gift? A study from June 2006 issued in the American Sociological Review has come to an interesting conclusion that in America, the difference between 1985 and 2006, some 21 years, is that 25% of Americans have no close confidants. That the average total number of confidants per citizen has dropped from 4 to 2. According to that study, American dependence on family as safety net, or that shelter, if you will, went up from 57% to 80%. Americans' dependence on a partner or spouse went from 5 to 9%. The research has found that fewer friendships, especially in quality and psychological and physiological, are in great regression. We have fewer friendships. And so that brings me to the real ultimate point of my little video here. Can we look at a friend as a gift? Can we realize that some of our best gifts are friends? They come in many shapes and sizes and interests, kind of like the mug that I'm drinking from today. Can you see this? De colores. It's a great Spanish term meaning the colors, as in the rainbow. There are many colors in the rainbow. That love is like de colores, of the colors. How do you define it? How do you explain it? It's so vast. It's so varied, but you know it's real. And so de colores is a Spanish term for celebrating the love, particularly the love of birthday, the day that you celebrate your birth. I want to encourage you to celebrate friends. Look at friends as the gifts that they really are. Now, yes, they may be varied. They may be very, very close, or they just come into your life for a moment, or a few moments, or at inconsistent times. But they're always that gift, always that I needed a little more support. I needed a little more encouragement. I believe that if we looked at friends as gifts, we could unwrap them. We could actually value them, treasure them, see that they are placed in our life to be perhaps not alongside of us every minute of every day, but they have their place. Can you go out and look for a friend? Sure you can. Can you grab a hold of that friend as a gift and tell them today, thanks for being my friend? More than anything else, can you lay down your life for someone else? As I might quote Joe Schroeder and others who look at the reality of what you give away, you get to keep. If you give away yourself to others, if you give yourself as a gift, a friend gift to others, I believe you'll have more of those gifts back in your own life. Well, that's my few minutes here today to talk about gifts of friends and friends as gifts. Be a friend. Be a gift today. God bless you.